Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kamal. Rahul Gandhi is back in the Lok Sabha. How does RG's re-entry into electoral politics impact the big battle of 2024? Is this a boost to the Congress, or will this actually end up helping Prime Minister Modi's re-election chances in 2024? Because the BJP wants nothing apart from a Modi versus Rahul showdown. The more it becomes Modi versus Rahul, is it advantage BJP as it has been since 2024, since 2014? Or could the tide finally be turning for Mr. Gandhi? We'll look at all of that and more on the news track.
Supreme Gandhigiri for Rahul. 134 days later, Rahul returns.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है।
Can Rahul plug into India now? Decks cleared for big 2024 war. Will 2024 be Modi versus Rahul again? That is a big focus on News Track.
Here's a quick look at the headlines I'm tracking today. Congress asks the Lok Sabha Speaker to reinstate Rahul Gandhi as MP immediately. Speaker's office says it is still waiting for the copy of the Supreme Court order. Will RG be part of the no confidence motion debate next week? Supreme Court allows non-invasive survey of the Gyan Vyapi mosque. ASI will submit its report to the trial court and its findings will not be in a sealed cover. After India Today tracked down the Haryana rioters' hill hideout, police investigate the Aravalli mountains. This is a massive India Today impact. Bulldozers roll on rioters' homes in Haryana. 3 more social media accounts under scanner for fanning tensions. Hatemonger Bittu Bajrangi, who was exposed by India Today, is finally booked. Chandrayaan 3 nearing the moon. It will attempt to enter the lunar orbit tomorrow. Soft landing expected by the 23rd of August. A 134 days after he was convicted in a defamation case over his Modi surname remark, the Supreme Court today gave a big relief to Rahul Gandhi. The verdict paves the way for the Congress leader to be reinstated as a member of parliament. The biggest question, though, is how soon will that be? Will Rahul Gandhi get to be a part of the no confidence motion discussion in parliament next week, or will he have to wait longer to be back in the Lok Sabha? Remember, there was less than a day between the court announcing his disqualification and his suspension in parliament. Will the speaker show the same speed in bringing him back?
Massive relief for Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court on Friday stayed his conviction in the 2019 defamation case over his Modi surname remarks. A 3-member bench of Justice B.R. Gavai, Justice Sanjay Kumar and Justice P.S. Narasimha noted that the Surat Court did not specify the reason for awarding Rahul the maximum punishment in the defamation case. The top court observed that the ramifications of the lower court's verdict were great as it led to his disqualification, affecting not just his rights but rights of his electorate too. The court, however, added that Rahul's comments were not in good taste and he should use caution while making public speeches.
इसमें एक बड़ा रोचक वाक्य है एविडेंस वाले का कि मुझे राहुल गांधी के बद इरादे के बारे में कोई ज्ञान नहीं है, कोई संज्ञान नहीं है। ये लिखा है उन्होंने, कंप्लेनेंट ने। तो हमने ये कहा कि जब ये है सिचुएशन तो आपको किसी रूप से ये कन्विक्शन स्टैंड नहीं होना चाहिए। हमारी दलील मानी गई, पूरी तरह से बहस दूसरी तरफ से भी हुई थी, इसलिए ये बहुत ही संतुलित ऑर्डर है। जैसा मैंने कहा, ये विजय है लोकतंत्र गणतंत्र की।
Celebrations erupted at Congress party offices across India soon after Rahul's conviction was stayed. The Supreme Court's decision now enables Rahul Gandhi to return as an MP. The Congress will petition the Speaker to reverse his disqualification. Rahul is now free to contest the 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
आज बड़ा खुशी का दिन हमको लगा कि डेमोक्रेसी की जीत हो गई, संविधान की जीत हो गई, सत्यमेव जयते जो हमारा नेशनल सिंबल के नीचे लिखा हुआ रहता है, वो उसका जीत आज हुआ है।
The Congress leader hailed the verdict as the victory of truth.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मगर जो भी हो, मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है।
The Supreme Court's stay on Rahul's conviction will be in place till the disposal of the main appeal in the case, which is currently pending before the Surat Sessions Court.
इस कानूनी प्रक्रिया में हम इस सम्मानीय फैसले का स्वागत करते हैं और आने वाले दिन में जब अब सेशंस कोर्ट में ये मुकदमा हम चलने वाला है, वह हमारी ओर से, समाज की ओर से कानूनी जंग जो है वो लड़ी जाएगी।
राहुल गांधी!
Congress leaders and workers across the country erupted in celebrations after the Supreme Court delivered its verdict.
While the Congress is celebrating the return of their Neta into the parliament, the BJP has seized upon the observation made by the Supreme Court that Gandhi, as a public functionary, as a senior leader, should have spoken with caution. Politics on the matter continues, but for now, legally, big relief for Rahul Gandhi as his appeal against his conviction continues in the Surat court. With Srishti Ojha and Kanu Sharda in New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
Congress leaders clearly enthused that Rahul Gandhi will be back in the Lok Sabha. Does this though run the risk of this becoming more and more Modi versus Rahul? The more it becomes Modi versus Rahul, the more the BJP says bring it on, because that's exactly what they want. But the fact also is that so far he was disqualified. Now he's not. Will he get to speak in Parliament next week during the no confidence motion? Remember, in the case of the reinstatement of Lakshadweep MP Mohammad Faisal, it took 62 days, 23 hours and 19 minutes from the time the verdict came out in a Kerala High Court, which suspended the conviction of the Lakshadweep MP, and between the Speaker reinstating him. So it's taken more than 2 months in the case of Mohammad Faisal. The Congress, of course, thinks on Monday Rahul Gandhi should be back. He was disqualified. I did some calculation. 1 day, 3 hours and 1 minute. The verdict by the Surat court came around 11:15 on the 23rd of March. The disqualification from the Lok Sabha happened at 2:16 on the 24th of March. So 1 day, 3 hours and 1 minute. That's the time between the order and Rahul's disqualification. The Congress expects the same for his reinstatement. How does this impact the battle for 2024? Rajdeep Sardesai joins me in the studio. Rajdeep, welcome. With us on the studio is the feisty BJP spokesperson Sanju Verma, squaring off against him. Dr. Ajay Kumar, he's been with this on the show, sometimes as a cop, sometimes as a Congress spokesperson. So he's been in circulation on the news track this week. And for a perspective on what this means from legal and a constitutional lens, I have PDT Achari, former Secretary General of the 14th Lok Sabha, understands the commas and full stops of running a Lok Sabha. Rajdeep, to you first. The Congress mighty enthused. They think our man is back. The BJP happy as well. The more it becomes Modi versus BJP, Modi versus Rahul, the more BJP supporters say bring it on, because the Prime Minister's big calculation is people will see Rahul Gandhi's face, they will see the Prime Minister's face, and no matter how it ends, they think that is to the advantage of Prime Minister Modi.
So it is, you could call it a double-edged sword, but let's be clear. Today is a victory for Rahul Gandhi. What the Supreme Court said gives Rahul Gandhi reason, or his supporters reason, to say that he was targeted, harshly convicted and sentenced in particular for 2 years, and thereby they can take the moral high ground, at least for today, going into the...
And they can get carried away and start projecting Rahul Gandhi for the next PM's position and turn 2024 into Modi versus Rahul. We saw how the last two elections ended.
So Rahul, it is about how they now play it. They can, for today, they have every reason to claim victory. Come tomorrow, they have to decide how far are they going to push brand Rahul ahead of 2024. Are they going to do what they did in 2014 and particularly in 2019? Or are they going to say, look, Rahul Gandhi has won this major victory. Rahul Gandhi is already a magnet for anti-Modi forces. We are not going to consciously project him. Our goal is to localize the 2024 elections. We don't want to make this election a presidential leadership contest between Modi and Rahul Gandhi.
No, but those around Rahul do. They think because of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, his popularity has increased, and that because of 9 years of being in power, Prime Minister Modi's popularity is down, and they are itching to want to turn this once again into Modi versus Rahul.
What I gather, particularly from the allies of the Congress in the India alliance...
No, I'm talking about Team Rahul.
Team Rahul is not necessarily Team Congress or Team India in particular. So while Team Rahul will always consciously project Rahul Gandhi as the man who's sort of saving the nation from the BJP, RSS, I think there are enough others this time who've recognized that we've got to make that distinction between Rahul Gandhi's image makeover and projecting Rahul Gandhi as the challenger to Prime Minister Modi. Everyone I've spoken to in this India alliance tells me we will not project any individual as our prime ministerial candidate. That's a decision to be taken post the 2024 election. It's not an easy position at times, because every party leader, you're right, gets carried away and says, no, we want Rahul to challenge Mr. Modi. But I think Mr. Gandhi himself recognizes that that may not necessarily be the way to play 2024. He seems more than willing, from what I have seen and heard, to take a bit of a backseat, be at best first among equals.
Let me put that question to Ajay Kumar, because if he's one amongst 11 in Team India, then it's a different matter. If now the Congress says RG is back, go RG, let's go get Modi, then the complexion of the battle changes, and the BJP would be clapping their hands and saying bring it on, let's make this Modi versus Rahul again.
Look, Rahul, what's interesting is you are making all the assumptions which
I'm asking questions. I'm not making any assumption. I'm just asking you a question.
Okay.
You respond as you please.
No. Okay. So cool. So the first thing is, I don't know if you've seen the way Mr. Gandhi has been doing his politics. He's repeatedly been saying that he's fighting a bigger battle. We are fighting a battle which we think that if these 2024, the BJP will try to finish off reservations. They will try to change the constitution. We are fighting that battle. And Mr. Gandhi understands that battle. The battle to destroy the social fabric of the country. So the India alliance, or India will decide who is the leader and what will be our strategy. We are in no desire. Our only objective is to save the constitution, save the various sections of the society. And I'm telling you, the fact is that even you take an example of this case, a speech given in Karnataka, a member of parliament from Kerala, court in Gujarat, gives the maximum sentence for a case which is such a ridiculous case. The Modi community, I don't want to get into details, but it's 13 crore, which has got Brahmins to scheduled castes to OBCs to forwards to everybody.
Okay.
So one sec. So the question again is, BJP understands the arithmetic of India. the alliance, our opposition against. And that's why they're just going nuts saying, we're coming back, we're coming back, we're coming.
Okay,
That's
let
power
Sanju Verma respond to this. The Congress being calibrated, no one in the Congress saying we're making 2024 a Modi versus Rahul fight. Rahul Gandhi knows his place at this moment and that's where he intends to be. It's rather the BJP, by constantly picking on Rahul Gandhi, by constantly attacking him, you would like Rahul Gandhi to be the prime contender because you think that suits you.
You know, Rahul, there is a famous saying, being a management student, I'm reminded of a famous saying by marketing guru Philip Kotler, who said that the art of marketing is all about building a brand. And if you're not a brand, then you're simply a commodity. And I just want to say one thing, that today on the political landscape, you may hate Narendra Modi, you might adore him, but the fact is you cannot ignore him. And I want to tell everybody who's pitching Rahul Gandhi against Narendra Modi.
But who is?
You know, it is like,
if you hear the commentary of some of the BJP leaders, it seems they are more keen on pitching it Modi versus Rahul. Ajay Kumar is saying that's not the case. That's not how he sees it. That's not how the Congress sees it.
Rahul, you know, then you will say that I am playing victim card. Ajay Kumar had an uninterrupted run. I barely started speaking and you interrupted me and you broke my chain of thought. Is FOE not meant for BJP spokespersons on your show? Since when have you become so intolerant, Rahul Kanwal? Or is it Rajdeep Sardesai sitting next to you which has rubbed off on you?
Arre Babre, that is a very low blow. That's a low blow. No, man, that's
why we introduced as fight
say a word. I have kept silent listening to you.
No one saying anything, you make your point.
Apologize to me for this.
Okay. Rajdeep, come on, have a sense of humor for a change. Please, it was a light-hearted comment. Thank you.
Done. Thank you.
Now let me tell you, you know, this entire narrative about Rahul Gandhi versus Narendra Modi, I think this is, just hallucination on the part of the opposition, left-leaning media, and people who love to launch Rahul Gandhi again and again and again. I'm not even talking about a failed product, etc. That is such a cliche narrative. I will come to the brass tacks. Let us talk about some hard facts. On your show, I have seen both of you on various, MOTN surveys, and you both have categorically said that the road to Delhi is via Lucknow. Now, the Congress party got 2 seats from Uttar Pradesh in Lok Sabha 2014. It got 1 seat in Lok Sabha 2019 from Uttar Pradesh after Rahul Gandhi was booted out of Amethi. Pray tell me, out of 80 Lok Sabha seats, if the BJP gets 62 or 63, and Congress...
No, but that's not the point. That's not the point here. Sanjuji, that's not the point here. The point here is that Rahul Gandhi gets to play victim card, martyr card. He gets to tell the people that he was wrongly disqualified. Look at the manner in which his conviction happened. Look at the manner in which the lower court, then the high court accepted the conviction. So he gets to show that institutions in India are under duress, which is why only the Supreme Court stayed this order. So he gets to build on the narrative he's been trying to create.
Rahul, now since you've asked a pointed question, let me be very honest with you. As we speak, and I've done my homework before coming on your show, as we speak, there are at least 11 to 12 cases pending against Rahul Gandhi, be it in Thane, be it in Mumbai, be it in Bhiwandi, be it in Ranchi, be it in Guwahati, be it in Ahmedabad. And all these cases pertain to defamation. Either he has said RSS has killed Mahatma Gandhi, or he has made defamatory comments against Veer Savarkar, or he says RSS has killed Gauri Lankesh, or he continues to address Amit Shah as murder accused, or he says Amit Shah has links with Ahmedabad cooperative banks in a manner that is not kosher. So this is a man who continues to lie, and you will not like what I say, but I don't want my fader to be lowered. There is a classic definition of who a sociopath is. A sociopath is somebody who lies recklessly, lies repeatedly, and lies without reason. So I want to ask you, Rahul Kanwal, please, 20 seconds. There is a famous judgment given by a 3-judge bench led by Ranjan Gogoi in 2019, which let off Rahul Gandhi with simply a warning after he actually had the audacity to attribute Chaukidar Chor Hai Jai to the Supreme Court. Meenakshi Lekhi had filed a criminal defamation against him. Tell me, is this a man who should be let off with just a warning?
But that's for the courts to decide, and as far as he should be voted for or not, is for the voters of India to decide. Ajay wants to make a very
why
quick
are you giving him a
interjection.
clean sheet?
I am not giving him
Why
any
are you
clean
giving
sheet.
him a clean sheet?
Who am I to give him a clean sheet? I would never give anybody a clean sheet. No, I know one second. You've spoken enough now. Let Ajay speak. Ajay, go on.
So, Rahul, it's interesting. One is Sanjay Verma ji is saying 13 cases filed by BJP. So, filing a case by the right wingers is you become convicted. Today's judgment has clearly shown it. And what about her leader who says 50 crore girlfriend? She's a lady. Jersey cow, Congress ki
And what
vidwa.
about Sonia
So
Gandhi
one second,
calling
ma'am, I
Gandhi
didn't
Hitler?
interrupt you. Please, ma'am. Sanju Verma ji, don't interrupt me. I don't
Hitler?
interrupt you.
Okay,
Please
Sanju, let him
don't.
speak. Sanju, you
God,
didn't want to be
I don't
interrupted.
interrupt. Please
Freedom of
don't.
This is
expression
not
should
about
extend
simply
equally.
parliamentary
I-
comment.
Allow Ajay to speak.
Rahul
Freedom
is
goes
the
on.
sweet offender.
I refuse to get into a slang.
Okay, Ajay, go on.
I am quoting the Prime Minister of India and the word he uses and you compare to what Rahul Gandhi said. Congress ke vidwa, Jersey cow, 50 crore girlfriend, being a lady, I would at least expect you to say it. And
Okay.
the travesty of justice in this country is Brij Mooshan Singh is a member of parliament who is charge sheeted. Delhi police says he is molested, everything, etc., but he still remains in the parliament.
Okay.
And then you use everything. No, so second issue. The third issue is they forget that this fight is for the soul of India and the India alliance is fighting together.
No,
So
but that's
please start
something the
looking at
voters will
total
decide.
voter
Who's fighting for the soul of India? Something I'll leave for an election discussion. The bigger question,
Yeah, but
Rajdeep, now
the
is,
India
will
alliance
Rajdeep
is
get to
fighting.
speak? Will Rahul Gandhi get to speak in Parliament next week?
Rajdeep may not get to speak when Sanju
You will.
Verma is on the show and Ajay Kumar is on the show, but will Rahul Gandhi get to speak? Look,
Don't balance my-
I think it
don't
is
prevent you
pretty...
from speaking.
I would be very surprised if Rahul Gandhi is not reinstated early next week.
No, but in the case of the Lok Sabha MP from Lakshadweep, Mohammad Faisal,
Faisal.
it took 62 days. There's a precedent.
It took 62 days. I think there is a distinction between Rahul Gandhi and Mohammad Faisal. There will be a lot of pressure on the speaker because you disqualified him straight away.
In one day.
In one day. So you would expect him to be reinstated. I don't think the BJP loses anything by reinstating Rahul Gandhi. That way they bury the issue once and for all. Then it's for the Congress to decide, do you want to front Rahul Gandhi versus Mr. Modi in that vote of no confidence? You remember what happened?
He will speak as one of the speakers.
You remember what happened in 2018, Rahul? 2018, that entire no confidence motion ended in the hug and the wink and everything in a way got diluted. This whole targeting of Prime Minister Modi on Rafale. Now, does Rahul Gandhi believe that he's in a better position today to take on Mr. Modi on a variety of issues from Manipur to the economy and in a position to be well prepared and take him on? If he's reinstated, he should, in my view, be speaking out on the no confidence motion because he has been the most aggressive, open voice against
but
Prime
which
Minister
is why
Modi.
that if becomes the biggest question. Will he be reinstated? What is the process? We have PDT Achari, we have Arima Sundaram, leading Supreme Court lawyer, and just want to spend a moment away from the politics on the legal aspect of this. I want to go across to Arima Sundaram first. Mr. Sundaram, it took 62 days, 23 hours, 19 minutes for Mohammad Faisal to be reinstated after the Kerala High Court suspended his conviction and between the speaker reinstating him. Rahul Gandhi was disqualified in one day from the time the Surat court gave the order to the speaker announcing his disqualification. How fast will it be before he's reinstated? Is it up to the speaker's prerogative to decide? Will this happen by Monday? Will he be part of the no confidence motion debate?
Look, the fact of the matter is his entitlement for reinstatement is immediate. Once the conviction has been stayed, he immediately becomes entitled. In other words, that let me say that cloud of disqualification goes away, in which case he should be reinstated forthwith, right away. Procedurally, they would try to see that it would take as quick a time as is possible in the normal course. And I believe that in a matter like this, his reinstatement ought to be done within a couple of days, at the most 2 or 3 working days, not more. And
no, but this is a very time-sensitive matter. It's the 4th of August. The next working day is the 7th and the 8th. 8th, 9th and 10th are the no confidence motion. So this is extremely time-sensitive.
Exactly. So on the 7th, he ought to be reinstated. He ought to be reinstated on the 7th. If he's not, It's going to look exceedingly shabby. It's going to look like a deliberate attempt to keep him away from Parliament, which is going to be very unfortunate because it's going to give an impression almost as though one party is afraid of him, which I think is the last impression they ever want to create. But,
no, but
legally,
can they
if you're
cite the
asking me,
precedent
yes,
that
he's
the
entitled
last
to
MP under
reinstatement
reasonably
is
similar
immediate.
circumstances was reinstated after 62 days? So Rahul should just wait till the winter session.
Well, I don't think you can compare the two because just one illegality or one irregularity doesn't justify another. It was done there, ought not to have taken so long at all. Of course, the voices behind that delay were not, will not be as loud as the voices now will be, nor will the reaction be as vehement as it now will be, nor will your media cover this the way the other one was covered. This will be every day's headline news. And I don't think the ruling party wants to give an impression, and I'm certain they don't want to give an impression as though they're scared of Rahul Gandhi being back in Parliament before the no confidence motion. Well, his entitlement legally is immediate, and if procedurally it takes a few days, one would assume they would act with the same alacrity as they did when they disqualified him. If they don't, people will talk, there will be comments, and it'll also be that, they're frightened to have Rahul Gandhi in Parliament, which I think is ridiculous because I don't think there's anything to be frightened about. So I don't think this political discussion about will they delay it, will they not delay it, will really happen. I think they'll reinstate him immediately.
Interesting.
As he's legally entitled to.
Legal ace Arema Sundaram mixing his legal perspective with his political perspective. Thank you very much for joining us. You're saying nothing to be worried about. But the question then is, and I want to put that question to Sanju Verma, will he be allowed to speak in the Lok Sabha during the no confidence motion? Will the BJP ensure that the speaker reinstates him with the same sense of urgency as with which he was disqualified?
Rahul, let's be very clear. While we can sit here and wax eloquent about, the greatness of Rahul Gandhi, which is what the Congress leaders are cheerleading since the last few hours. शेर वापस आ गया, शेर वापस आ गया. अरे भाई साहब, यदि आप गधे को शेर की खाल भी पहना दो, गधा ढेंचू ही करेगा. Okay, now let me come to the key issue that you've raised, but not before rebutting what Ajay Kumar said. Ajay Kumar, you have the audacity to sit here and talk about 50 crore ki girlfriend, Jersey cow. Those comments were not made when Narendra Modi was the Prime Minister. But more importantly, you should apologize for saying Draupadi Murmu represents the very evil philosophy of India. On national television, do you have the maturity? Do you have the sagacity to apologize? And you are sitting here and talking about women empowerment. Sharam karo. Apologize about your reckless comments on Draupadi Murmu. Otherwise, just zip it and don't give me a bhashan on women empowerment because it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Now, Rahul Kanwal, I will tell you one thing. It is entirely the Speaker's prerogative, right from Article 93, 94, 95, right up till 96. It is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Mr. Om Birla, who will take a call. Point number 2, he has given an indication that first let him go through the Supreme Court verdict in its entirety. Point number 3, as you have also said, but we are all aware that PP Mohammad Faisal of the NCP, even after the Kerala High Court suspended his conviction, he was convicted for 10 years in an attempt to murder case. Thereafter, it took a long time for the Lok Sabha to set in motion.
No, but if he was suspended in one day, if he was disqualified in one day, he must be reinstated with the same speed. Because people are watching. You heard what Arema Sundaram said. If he doesn't speak in the no confidence motion and if he's not allowed back into Parliament, people will say the BJP got scared. Respond to that.
Rahul, please. I heard what Arema Sundaram said. Why do you have to repeat it? If BJP is getting scared of Rahul Gandhi, then Rahul Kanwal is Elvis Presley and, Sanju Verma is Queen Victoria. But that is not the case. So let us come to the hard facts. Because you have been
going on. So what is Ajay Kumar? If you are Queen Victoria, what's Ajay Kumar then?
Ajay Kumar is a no-gooder. He needs to first apologize about his reckless comments on Draupadi Murmu, the Honorable President of India.
Okay, no, once again, you've spoken enough. Let Ajay speak. Ajay, Sanju
I
says
finish
she's
in
Queen
10
Victoria.
seconds?
Who are you then? Okay, on
Can I
that,
finish in
no,
10
you made your
seconds?
point. Let Ajay speak, please. Ajay.
Yeah. So first of all, the Bharatiya Janata Party spokespeople have a problem with any sentence more than 10 words. So they're understanding. I said for their clarification, and they need to apologize.
What you said is there
Madam, I
on
don't interrupt. Why are
YouTube.
you so
What
badly
you said is
behaved,
there in
madam?
every single
Why are you so
newspaper.
badly
What you
behaved?
said is
Let
there
him
in
speak.
every single magazine.
Let him
Please
speak.
Please
stop
Ajay,
interrupting.
apologize.
Ajay,
I
please.
can't attend a debate with this kind of people.
Ajay,
Please,
Ajay.
let me complete. I don't interrupt. Have some manners, madam. Okay. Now, I said she's a good person. They didn't put the whole video. Miss Draupadi Murmu is a decent person. There is an evil philosophy of the RSS, which we Congress and we all continue to hold, that the BJP, which is an evil philosophy, has put up her as a candidate. She's a decent person. That was my tweet, but they can't understand any. They might bite, and even India Today ran it, and they can't understand any English sentence beyond 10 words. But let Mr. Modi, as a woman, can she support what Mr. Modi said? God bless them all. The second issue is, if the Gujarat judgment took 1 day to reach 60, 1200, 1300 kilometers and for the speaker to take a call in 1 day, the Supreme Court of India is at a distance of less than few kilometers. So everybody is watching how this Bharatiya Janata Party behaves, the way they continue to destroy all norms of decency.
You
They
should be the
continue
last person to lecture on democracy.
Okay,
You should be the last
let me
person
get
to
a word
lecture
in
in
from
Indian
PDT
parliament.
Achari.
You should be
PDT
the last
Achari is the
person to
former
lecture on
Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, and from the perspective of someone who's run the Lok Sabha, I want to understand from you, from what you've seen in the past and all the experience that you have, how soon is it likely to be before Rahul Gandhi is reinstated as a member of parliament? Mr. Achari, welcome.
See, when Rahul Gandhi was convicted last time, the Lok Sabha Secretariat issued a notification saying that consequent upon his conviction, he stands disqualified. That notification was issued on 24th March. So now, when the conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court, so naturally they should issue another notification saying that consequent on the Supreme Court staying the conviction of Sri Rahul Gandhi, his membership stands restored. Something like that. There should be a communication or there should be a notification coming from the Lok Sabha Secretary.
No, so I understand that there has to be a notification reinstating him, but is that something that could take a matter of hours? Could it take days? In the case of a Lok Sabha MP from Lakshadweep, it took 62 days. So how soon is it likely to be before he gets reinstated?
No, it needs to be quick because, the disqualification takes effect on the date of conviction. So, therefore, the restoration of the membership also should happen immediately after the conviction has been stayed. That is the thing. So, whenever the notification is issued by the Lok Sabha Secretariat, it should take effect from the day the conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court.
No, because 8th, 9th and 10th is when the no confidence motion happens in Parliament. Will Rahul Gandhi be allowed to speak there, or is there still uncertainty? Because in the issuance of this notification, in the reading of the Supreme Court order, it could still take some time. Or do you think it will be highly inappropriate from what you've seen if Rahul's not allowed to speak during the no confidence motion on the 8th and the 9th and the 10th?
Well, I cannot answer that question, but I will say that naturally, because his conviction has been stayed today. So from today onwards, technically speaking, or constitutionally speaking, he is the member. So naturally, he must be able to participate. Being a member, he has all the freedom and he has all the liberty to participate in the meetings, in the proceedings of the House.
PDT Achari, for joining us, thank you very much. I think you're being very clear that Rahul Gandhi has to be back at the soonest. Like, there is no reason why that notification should be delayed. Sanju Verma was talking about the prerogative of the speaker, this being at his discretion. PDT Achari has actually run the Lok Sabha. He says this has to happen at the earliest. He's very clear about that.
Rahul, let's be very clear. With due respect to Mr. Achari, I know he was the Secretary General of the 14th and 15th Lok Sabha. Having said that, I am only stating to you what the Constitution says. The powers of the Speaker are sweeping as far as Article 93, 94, 95, 96 go in terms of reinstating somebody who's disqualified. And this has been evident in some of the very high-profile cases, be it in the case of, somebody like Lalu Prasad Yadav, who was convicted in September 2013, be it in the case of, Abdullah Azam, who was convicted in February 2023, be it in the case of RJD MLA Anand Singh, who was convicted in July 2022, be it in the case of Anil Sahni, another RJD MLA, who was convicted in October 2022, be it even, somebody like Pradeep Chaudhary of the Congress, who was convicted in 2021. So the Speaker has sweeping powers, period. But I want to just make one very limited point. You all have been saying Rahul Gandhi ko turant reinstate karo. Have you once, and I respect you a lot, Rahul, though you share your first name with somebody else who doesn't inspire confidence, have you even once said that the Supreme Court said there can be no doubt that his as in Rahul Gandhi, there can be no doubt that his utterances are in very poor taste and somebody in public life should use his words with care and discretion. This is what the Supreme Court had even said about Rahul Gandhi in November 2019 in a criminal contempt case filed by Meenakshi Lekhi. Rahul Gandhi was let off with a warning. Even a small kid, the first time he commits a mistake, we say, "Acha, theek hai, sorry, bol diya."
Okay,
Second time, it's a mild rap on the knuckles. But the third time, you give punishment. और यहाँ पर आप तो उसको फूल की माला पहनाने के लिए तैयार हो.
Ajay Kumar, final words before I wrap up. Rahul Gandhi, indications are likely to be back the 8th and the 9th and the 10th. What kind of a role do you think he'll have in the Congress's lineup in that no confidence motion?
So for the BJP spokesperson said on your name and Rahul's name, at least it's both of you have decent names. It's not Nirav Modi and Lalit Modi and Narendra Modi. So that's a good part.
You first apologize to Draupadi Murmu. Stop giving me a bhashan.
I didn't interrupt you.
Okay.
You use shameless analogy for Draupadi Murmu. Stop giving me a lecture on morality.
By the kind of no.
Apologize to Draupadi Murmu.
You better apologize.
And the guts to do so.
Ajay.
Okay. Just silence her. My question, Rahul, is
silence her. Who the hell are you? Are you the anchor?
Look at the conversation, please. You don't let the other person speak. I didn't interrupt with you. Please have some manners. Okay, so Rahul, the issue is very simple. I think the India Alliance has got a big boost. Mr. Gandhi should be reinstated for sure. He'll play a significant role in the no confidence motion. That's what we would expect. And we continue a fight, and he's been saying it. He's got no lust for office. When he was a member of parliament in UPA 1 and UPA 2, he never did. He had the option to become take a senior responsibility. I think the idea today is that we find the challenges to the country very serious in terms of constitution, in terms of the communal harmony, suppression of rights, Manipur, everything. Joblessness, and China. So we continue this fight, and we are not no lust for power, Rahul. Please don't think the India Alliance will decide the next ongoing strategy for the coming 24 elections.
I'll leave it there. Is this a big boon to the India Alliance? Does this bolster the Congress's fortunes, or is this actually in the end advantage BJP and advantage Modi? Time will tell. The voters of India will decide, and we will track that fight very closely without taking any side, without fear or favor. I'm slipping into a quick break because I want to spend some time on India Today's big Mewat investigations and all the follow-ups on the ground. After we track down the Haryana rioters' hill hideout, the police say they will investigate the Aravalli Mountains. This is a big India Today impact, and I'll get you all the details when we come back on the other side.
Communal flashpoint at Delhi's doorstep. Amidst the flames and rioting, India Today reporters fearless on the ground.
Stone pelting was so aggressive from the both sides.
Entire market in the area has been shut right now. Attacked the cyber police station of Noor.
Facts, questions,
What resulted in the communal clashes?
and first-hand reports.
एकदम ही पत्थर आए हैं ऊपर से छतों पे से गोली तक चली है पीछे वाला शीशा टूट लिया
100% accuracy amidst the blaze. We track the face of every story. India Today. India United.
Quality today. In Delhi, 161. In Mumbai, 64. In Kolkata, 62. In Bangalore, 36. In Chennai, 112. In Hyderabad, 91.
India Today has been at the forefront of the Mewat Mayhem investigation, exposing lapses, social media influencers who fanned hate and even reaching those who were part of the clashes. Our reporters tracked down the hideout of the rioters, and a full day later all the TV news channels are there, and finally the police are investigating the Aravalli Hills.
Gunshots pierce through.
चारों तरफ से पहाड़ों से फायरिंग हो रही है बहुत बुरा हाल है भाई
Hails of stones came down like missiles from the hills in Noor. India Today took the arduous journey to find out who seized the towering peaks to rain down bullets and stones on the July 31st Shobha Yatra by the VHP and Bajrang Dal. Now the surrounding Aravalli range is serving as the mountain refuge for residents of Noor. They admitted that suspected rioters have mingled with innocent civilians, taking shelter in the hills over fears of mass arrest.
जो वहाँ चला गया वो भी जो ना गए वो भी सब अपने इधर उधर है पुलिस आती है उठा ले जाते हैं ये भी ना पूछती तुम गए वहाँ ना गए आती है उठा ले
Rafiq is president of Noor's Sarpanch Association, also admitted that young men from his village did participate in looting and rioting, and that they have all fled.
5-7 बच्चे हैं मेरे गांव के नहीं है मेरे गांव के हैं मेरे गांव के बच्चे पूरे बच्चे हैं कि बच्चे थे मैं ऐसे नहीं तुमको रोकूंगा तुम कहूँगा नहीं मैं पैर भी करूँगा आगे चल के दूंगा ये 5-7 बच्चे लूटपाट में या दंगे हैं लूटपाट में या दंगे नहीं इसमें झगड़े में हैं वो लोग अभी हैं मुलाकात किसी हो सकती है ऐसे ही नाम में नहीं हो सकती वो तो निकल लिए सब किस उम्र के बच्चे हैं वो तो उनकी उम्र 25, 20 साल की 18 साल की 22 साल की इस तरीके से बाइक के जो मुश्किल आई हुई हाँ उनमें मेरे गाँव के 2-3 बच्चे नहीं जो चीज़ है 2-3 बच्चे बाइक में हैं बाकी दंगे में 5-6-7 बच्चे हैं जो मेरे गांव में
Exclusive report revealed a complex narrative of fear and defiance etched on the canvas of the Aravalli Hills.
ये मेरा भैया डोल रहा है यहाँ, ये कोई टेररिस्ट नहीं है, सिर्फ अपनी जान बचाने छुपे हुए हैं जी।
India today took to the skies, navigating the rugged terrain to bring you an extraordinary perspective. The rolling hills, cloaked in lush greenery, stretching endlessly. Our lens settles on surreal sights, a hideaway of villagers of Noor district fearing crackdown, and a hideout of suspected rioters mingling with them to escape arrest. As the drone soared, it captured the scale of this makeshift exodus. Among these, elderly villagers and women are suspected troublemakers.
आपकी गाड़ी देखी, लोग छुप गए पहाड़ में, पुलिस आ गई। 3 दिन से इसी तरह बिल्कुल अलर्ट कर देते हैं और दुबक जाते हैं, छिप जाते हैं, खाना भी नहीं खाते पुलिस के डर से।
India Today's enterprising team of reporters reached the hideouts even before the police did. The investigators have taken note and assured a probe into those hiding in the hills. The police say they are gathering scientific evidence to nail the criminals. With suspects mingling with villagers, it will be a challenge for the Haryana police to sift out the guilty from the mass of villagers sheltering in the Aravalli peaks. Bureau Report, India Today.
From Bittu Bajrangi to Ehsan Mewati, Pakistani calls for violence were given from both sides before and during the Noor clashes. India Today's special investigation team has hunted down another hate-monger whose aggression during the riots went unchecked.
तो गाइस, कल नूह में फिर दोबारा प्रोटेस्ट है और सारे मेवात वहाँ पहुँच रही है।
आपका मुकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी छिड्डी कर दो।
A troubling sequence of unchecked aggression propagated through social media. India Today hunts down the provocators. We reached Monu Manesar, the 30-year-old cow vigilante whose initial announcement about attending the VHP Yatra on Monday in Noor stirred passions.
जो भी गो तस्कर है, जो वहाँ पे क्राइम करते हैं, ये सब उनका करा धरा है। साइबर क्राइम थाना फूंक दिया उन्होंने, सब उनकी बदौलत है।
We tracked down another instigator, Bittu Bajrangi, who had issued inflammatory videos on his way to Noor to attend the yatra.
हम कोई हाव लड़ करते तो हम जिम्मेवार होते कि हमने कोई वहाँ जाके गलत हवाबाजी करी है या कोई तलवार लहराई है या कुछ करा है। हम शांति से गए हैं।
अगर CIA पुलिस किसी गांव में बिना इंफॉर्मेशन के घुसे, आपका मुकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी छिड्डी कर दो।
We go after the rabble-rousers on the other side of the communal divide. This is Mohammad Jabir, a 31-year-old man from Rajasthan, a cousin of Junaid and Nasir, whose charred bodies were found in Feb in Haryana's Bhiwani. The two suspected to have been killed by cow vigilantes. Just days preceding the mayhem in Noor, Mohammad Jabir called for assault on police in Faridabad, accusing the cops of killing a Mewat-based cybercrime suspect in custody.
अगर CIA पुलिस किसी गांव में बिना इंफॉर्मेशन के घुसे, आपका मुकामी थाना ना रहे, हाथ पैर तोड़ दो, छिड्डी छिड्डी कर दो।
His provocative speech went viral, triggering tit-for-tat reactions on social media. A perfect recipe for communal trouble. When confronted by India Today, Jabir resorted to the same tactic as other inciters, played victim of alleged aggression and defended his own actions as rightful.
उस वीडियो में आप ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हैं कि कोई भी पुलिस वाला आए तो गांव में उसको मारना पीटना?
मैं जी इसलिए कह रहा हूँ उस वीडियो में कि फरीदाबाद के अंदर फरीदाबाद साइबर थाना जो यहाँ से सैकुल को उठा के ले जाता है, जो पुलिस की तैयारी करता है सैकुल, और एक पेपर उसने पास भी कर लिया और उसको ले जाके वहाँ जाके मार देते हैं। जब मार देते हैं तो हम यहाँ से जाते हैं और वहाँ वही तानाशाही वाला रौब देखते हैं उनको कि भाई पुलिस की वर्दी में चोर भी आते हैं, लोकल वर्दी पहन के चोर भी आते हैं, क्योंकि अगर हमारा स्थायी थाना है, पुलिस ओरिजिनल है, तो जनाब वो स्थायी थाने को इत्तला करके आएगा। तो इसलिए हमने कहा अगर स्थायी थाने की इत्तला करके नहीं आए, हो सकता है चोरी हो, डकैती हो सकता है कोई लूट खसोट करने वाले हो सादा वर्दी में, तो इसलिए वो कहा।
लेकिन अगर कोई आपके यहाँ आता है, अनआइडेंटिफाइड आदमी भी है, मान लेते हैं, लेकिन उसको मारना पीटना क्या सही रहेगा?
देखो जी, मारना पीटना बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है, लेकिन हम रोज़ रोज़ शिकार हो रहे हैं, रोज़ रोज़ हमारे साथ में वारदातें हो रही हैं, घटना हो रही हैं, तो हम इस हिसाब से कह रहे हैं कि भाई सावधान रहें, सतर्क रहें। और ये नहीं कि मेरा जो बयान है उसको कल मैंने टीवी पे देखा था, जोड़ा जा रहा है नूह वाली घटना से, मैं इसका खंडन करता हूँ बिल्कुल।
Trademark defense, denials and justifications of social media incendiaries. When prodded further, Mohammad Jabir revealed his personal grudges with Monu Manesar, the man under investigation for the murder of his cousins from Bharatpur in Rajasthan.
जो आपने बोला वो इस तरीके से था कि वो प्रोवोकेटिव था, भड़काऊ था, इंस्टिगेट कर रहा था, लोगों को उत्तेजित कर रहा था कि पुलिस के खिलाफ आपको लड़ना है, और आपकी शिकायत मोनू मानेसर से भी है।
उससे तो जी सबसे पहले शिकायत है, मेरे भाइयों का कातिल वही है, मेरे भाइयों को जिंदा उसी ने जलाया है। गोपालगढ़ से उठा के फिरोजपुर सियाई है उसके साथ में थी, और वहाँ लोहारू के जंगल में जाके जलाया, तो मेरे भाइयों को किसने जलाया? मोनू मानेसर 302 का मुलजिम है, उससे तो सबसे पहले शिकायत है मेरी।
आप जाबिर, ऐसा लगता है कि आपका कानून से भरोसा उठ गया?
सर भरोसा इसलिए उठ गया, मेरे दो भाई जो जलाए थे, अगर कानून होता तो बजरंग दल वालों को किसने अनुमति दी है जलाने के लिए, आप बताइए मुझे।
नहीं, उसमें लोग पकड़े गए हैं।
नहीं सर, पकड़े गए 3 मुलजिम पकड़े गए हैं अभी। कितने पकड़े गए? 3 मुलजिम पकड़े गए हैं। मैन मुलजिम है जो मास्टरमाइंड है, मैन जो मारने वाला है, जलाने वाला है, उसको अभी भी खुला घूम रहा है और फिर चैलेंज दे रहा है कि मैं आ रहा हूँ, तुम्हारा दामाद आ रहा है, तुम तैयार रहना। इस पर अंकुश लगता तो शायद आज मेरा मेवात बच जाता जलने से।
Social media turns into a battleground through the smokescreen of personal vendettas. Grudges fuel the fires of intolerance.
सेल्फ डिफेंस के लिए धारा है।
This is Atullah, Sarpanch of Dhimri village in Rajasthan's Bharatpur village that shares border with Haryana's Nuh. He too had issued an inflammatory video, a counter challenge to Monu Manesar in the run-up to Monday's mayhem. The clip has since been deleted. But Atullah defended the video he removed after the Nuh rioting.
आपने बात की थी कि अगर तूने मेवात में कदम रखा तो अच्छा
नहीं, आप अब ऐसे कर कदम रख के बता देना मेवात।
हाँ, कदम रख देना।
ठीक है ना, अब रख देना, आओगे तुम करा दिया अधिकारी को, कदम रख देना।
वीडियो क्यों इशू कर रहे हो?
वीडियो करेंगे हम, वो भी कर रहे हैं वीडियो, वो उसके साले थोड़ी।
आप अपनी राजनीति कर रहे हैं, वो लोग अपनी राजनीति कर रहे हैं।
मान सम्मान लड़ाई, अगर वो हत्यारा अल्टीमेटम दे के आएगा और वो इस मेवात को बिल्कुल घास फूस समझेगा, तो देखो इज्जत तो आप भी रखते हो, हम भी रखते हैं। ये तो हम कहेंगे भाई तू आ जाना, पाम धर के बताओ, ठीक है। हिंसा फैलाने की पहल वो करता है, पहल इधर से नहीं हो रही, पहल वहाँ से हो रही है। उनका कौन है? बिल्टू क्या है? बिल्टू कहा है, वो कर रहा है गड़बड़, वो कह रहा है ससुराल आ रहे हैं, कभी ये मत कहना, ये ना कर। ये कौन सा तरीका है? शोभा यात्रा का मतलब समझते हैं क्या वो?
अच्छा, जो आपके वीडियो आए उसमें तो लोगों को भड़काया,
एक वीडियो भड़काते हैं, उनके 1000 वीडियो ना भड़काए कोई।
Unchecked power of provocative messaging on social media. Isolated tensions transformed into a harrowing storm of communal violence at Nuh in Haryana. With Nitin Jain, Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where I wrap up the news track tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you in what will be an action-packed week full of politics, ups and downs. If you're a political junkie like I am, India Today is where you need to be all through next week. Our team will be at the top of its game, and I look forward to seeing you in our journey.
forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 26 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 28 and minimum 22 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 30 and minimum 22 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 26 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 28 and minimum 22 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 30 and minimum 22 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
From the miracle of 1983 to becoming the first-time host in 1987.
The More versus Miadad of 1992 to the Prasad versus Amir Sohail of 1996.
And then, of course, the high of 2011 with Mahendra Singh Dhoni finishing it off in style.
Finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup after 28 years.
Relive India's journey at the Cricket World Cup from 1983 to the last edition in 2019 with me, Rajdeep Sardesai.
And me, Nikhil Nas. World Cup Rewind at these times on India Today.
Co-presented by Star Health Insurance, the health insurance specialist.
Co-presented by JK Tyre Ranger Series, stay wild at heart. Co-powered by the new Kia Seltos, the badass reborn. Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com, her family hogi insured.
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're with the news today, Friday night, ahead of the weekend. This is your primetime destination. News, newsmakers, talking points, and we have some big newsmakers. Conviction stayed. What next for Rahul Gandhi? The two lawyers who fought that battle in the court, Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Jethmalani, both will be with us on the show tonight. We'll tell you more on the other side, but first, as always, it's time for the 9 headlines at 9. Supreme Court paves the way for Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's return to Parliament. stays conviction in his 2019 defamation case, questions why the sentencing was done without non-application of mind. Rahul Gandhi hails the order, says truth always triumphs. Congress asks Lok Sabha Speaker to reinstate Rahul Gandhi as a member of Parliament immediately. Speaker's office says awaiting Supreme Court order. Sources say Rahul may be part of a no-confidence debate motion next week. Supreme Court allows a non-invasive survey of Gyanvapi Mosque. ASI will submit its report to the trial court. Findings will not be in a sealed cover. Bulldozers roll on rioters' homes in Haryana's New. 3 more social media accounts under scanner for fanning tensions. Hate-monger Bittu Bajrangi, exposed by India Today, is also booked. Freebie showdown continues in Karnataka. Erstwhile Chief Minister Bomai leads the BJP protest, claims SC/ST welfare funds diverted for Congress guarantees. Siddaramaiah government calls the allegations baseless. A tribal youth in Madhya Pradesh allegedly shot at by the son of a BJP MLA, injured victim hospitalized. Police launch a manhunt for the absconding accused. Justice Rohit Deo of the Bombay High Court steps down, announces resignation in open court, cites personal reasons for stepping down from service. Chandrayaan-3 nearing the moon. It will attempt to enter the lunar orbit tomorrow. Soft landing expected by August 23rd. And former US President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to conspiring to overturn his 2020 election defeat. But our top story tonight, there has been big relief today for the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court stayed his conviction in a criminal defamation case over his 2019 Modi surname remark. The verdict paves the way for the Congress leader to be reinstated as a member of Parliament. But the big question is, how soon will that happen? And will Rahul Gandhi be part of a no-confidence motion discussion next week? Or will he have to wait longer to be back in the Lok Sabha? Either way, the Congress is claiming victory today. It's our top story.
The smiles are back and the laddus are out. The Congress erupted in celebrations after the Supreme Court stayed Rahul Gandhi's conviction in a defamation case over his remarks on the Modi surname at an election rally. A 3-judge bench of Justice B.R. Gawai, Sanjay Kumar and P.S. Narasimha in its verdict said that the Surat court did not specify the reason for awarding Rahul the maximum punishment in a defamation case, that is 2-year jail term. The bench noted that the Sessions Court and the Gujarat High Court also did not look into that aspect. The court observed that the ramifications of the lower court's verdict were great as it led to his disqualification, affecting not just his rights but the rights of his electorate in Wayanad too. The judges, however, added that Rahul's comments were not in good taste and he should use caution while making public speeches. Earlier arguing for Rahul Gandhi, Abhishek Manu Singhvi claimed that Modi is not a homogeneous community. Singhvi pointed out that even the complainant had taken up the Modi surname later. He insisted that there was no intention to cause harm to reputation. Appearing for Purnish Modi, lawyer Mahesh Jethmalani argued that Rahul had made the comment with the intention to defame every person with Modi surname. He claimed that Rahul defamed an entire class out of malice. When the court made observations on the rights of the electorate who picked Rahul as an MP, Jethmalani said the constituency has the right to elect someone who is not a convict. The Supreme Court stay on conviction means that Rahul Gandhi's disqualification as an MP will be reversed and he will be eligible to fight the 2024 elections. With Anisha Mathur in New Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the 2 lawyers who appeared in court in that case are Abhishek Manu Singhvi for Rahul Gandhi and Mahesh Jethmalani for Purnesh Modi, who were critical of Rahul Gandhi. I spoke to Mahesh earlier. We'll play that interview out in a moment. But first, joining me live is Abhishek Manu Singhvi, looking rather dapper in a Friday night shirt, it appears. Is that your celebratory shirt? Are you celebrating today, Abhishek Manu Singhvi? You've had a couple of setbacks in the trial court, High Court, finally the Supreme Court has given you some reason to smile.
Well, Rajdeep, fortunately or unfortunately, all that I'm doing is resting my tired bones after a very busy day, and I'm enjoying it very much. So, you and one or two other programs are the only interruptions. Otherwise, I'm relaxing and doing nothing, going out nowhere, doing nothing.
That's a rather dapper shirt you're wearing for someone who says he's doing nothing on a Friday night.
Well, I think we need to just wear what we are comfortable in, and I don't need to keep up any particular pretense. So I like the colors, and I like bright colors,
Okay.
even if they are misunderstood. So I think it's a fair point.
Okay. Well, we won't go into lawyers and what they do and don't do, but what you did today is get Rahul Gandhi a big breather. Let's get this clear. Is this, in your view, a breather, relief, complete victory for Rahul Gandhi? Because the court has made it very clear. They're staying the sentencing. The conviction still remains open for you to challenge, which you presumably, of course, will continue to do so. And the court also passed certain observations saying Rahul Gandhi should be more careful about his observations. Are you seeing today as a complete victory or not?
I understand fully your necessity for the anchor to ask questions as a devil's advocate, but let me answer very pointedly and briefly. This is the final judgment, Rajdeep. There is nothing above the Supreme Court on stay of conviction. This is it. Having lost in earlier rounds, we have now succeeded. Therefore, the judgment of the Supreme Court grants stay of conviction permanently. Point one. Point two, what is left is something totally different. That's an argument on the merits. Namely, that he has been convicted only by one court. He hasn't lost in 3 courts on conviction. That conviction is pending appeal in the first appellate court. That will take its own course. But so long as the stay of conviction holds and he does not get convicted, in appellate levels, his disqualification ceases immediately. Thirdly, as I've been saying, it all depends on your way of looking at it. Somebody can say the glass is 9/10 full. Somebody can say it's 9/10 empty. I like to see the elephant, the body, even the tail. I don't like to see just the hair at the end of the tail. This is a complete victory for Rahul Gandhi. I say so with great humility. The judges appear to have read every word of the entire record. We were stunned. There's hundreds of pages, and they were quoting evidence, all 3 of them. They have taken a reasoned call. They have pointed out several patent errors. To give you just one example out of many, if something is bailable, namely bail can be granted by the police, you don't have to go to the courts for it. If you can't arrest without warrant, what is known as non-cognizable in technical parlance, if you can settle between you and me, individuals, where the state doesn't come in, what is known as compoundable, where the maximum punishment is simple imprisonment of 2 years. By the way, the IPC has only 22 provisions with simple, which means it's the lowest form, the least serious form. Despite these 4 things, if the High Court says it's a grievous offense, as if Rahul Gandhi is a habitual offender, serious offense, and then calls it moral turpitude, specifically noted by the judges. And one more example, then I'll come to your point about the conduct in the speech of Rahul Gandhi. The other point is very important also. If it's 1 year, 11 months, 29 days, no disqualification kicks in. When you decide to punish me for the maximum, you jump straight to 2 years. And by the way, as far as I know, I have no case of criminal defamation where the maximum 2 years is imposed. When you jump to impose it, you can theoretically do it, but you have to give reasons. You have to articulate why somebody who has not been convicted anywhere in any court as a first-time offender with a first-time one-level conviction should be given the maximum. Because that maximum matters. It has a consequence of disqualification, a very serious consequence, possibly 8 years. And therefore, the judge is completely not dealt with this, which is what the court pointed out.
No, the court
These
has
and many other errors.
No, the court has pointed out that the lower courts did not apply their mind while confirming the 2-year sentencing of Rahul Gandhi, but they haven't given Rahul Gandhi a clean chit. Let's be very clear. For the comments he made, in fact, they make observation that people in public life should be more careful.
Let me come back to my elephant and tail and hair. Now, you see, there is no such thing as a clean chit. This was an appeal on stay of conviction. We've got a stay of conviction. The matter is over. We have won completely. In the course of that, they have added a few lines, which is only this: that had the Rafael judgment come earlier, it would have acted as a guidepost to Mr. Rahul Gandhi. But that is a bit of a speculation because that judgment came in November 2019. Rahul Gandhi's Kolar speech is April 2019. No doubt they made an observation that people should exercise restraint. But that is a matter for be decided by trial in the conviction court or the appeal court. They nevertheless thought it sufficiently fit that it is not something warranting a disqualification for one more day. And that's the bottom line. Now, it depends on which way you look at it. I'm sure, there would be people who would say that there is possibly a victory for them in that. Well, good luck to them. I'm happy for them.
So you're saying as of tomorrow, you believe as of Monday morning, Rahul Gandhi should be reinstated. You're saying that, because remember, there's a precedent of a MP from Lakshadweep, Mohammad Fazal, 62 days. The Lok Sabha speaker sat on his reinstatement. Do you expect Rahul Gandhi to be reinstated Monday?
Two answers, Rajdeep. If you take 24 hours to evict me from the Lok Sabha, please reinstate me in the Lok Sabha in at least 48 hours. This is petty politics. This is nothing requiring any opinion or any great complex issue of law. Politics is based on large-heartedness also. It is based on give and take. The entire reason for Rahul Gandhi, the sole reason for Rahul Gandhi being out of parliament is disqualification. When the foundation of that is gone, the building, the Imarat cannot stand. Therefore, consequence of disqualification must go. When it will be done, you have to ask the speaker. I don't think it should take more than 24 to 48 hours, the time you took to evict him from parliament.
Right.
And as far as your second question is concerned, I don't think that there is, you perhaps don't know that I did the Lakshadweep case also. There was no business for Lok Sabha not to reinstate that hapless MP from Lakshadweep within 24, 48 or 72 hours.
Okay.
On the 60th day, I moved the petition in the Supreme Court. The day the petition was moved, the government came lamely and said, of course, we are reinstating. Why the petition? Now, I hope and trust we don't have to do that for Rahul Gandhi's case.
Okay. Dr. Singhvi, one final question, therefore. In all of this, whatever has happened over the last 4 to 5 months, do you believe there are serious question marks over the way trial courts and high courts function in this country? Are you somewhere or the other alluding to political partisanship? I want an honest answer from you on this.
I never go beyond the record as far as possible. I think the best answer to your question is what was observed in the course of hearing today. Very frankly and candidly, the judges said that they were surprised by such orders, many of them emanating from Gujarat. In fact, in the course of that hearing, the Honorable Solicitor General was also on the screen, and he kind of mildly and protested and said that please don't speak about Gujarat as a whole, and it has a demoralizing effect. And the judges were equally firm and clearly said that, look, we are also very careful when we use these phraseologies. We are very restrained when we say so. But we cannot hesitate to say so because we are dealing with many judgments which have happened like that.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to say more than what you saw on your screen, but I think if you read on the lines and between the lines, there is enough said there.
Let me leave it there then, Dr. Singhvi. I'm going to leave you to the colorful evening that you're likely to have, given, as I said, the color of your shirt. But who knows what lawyers do on Friday nights, since you'll make far more money than any other citizen in this country Monday to Friday.
No, please don't say that.
Don't say that? Okay, I won't say that. But Dr. Singhvi there, reason to smile, beaming away after a few tough months. Thanks very much. You're saying within 48 hours, you expect Rahul Gandhi to be reinstated. Now, you saw on the other side of the screen, earlier I spoke to Mahesh Jethmalani, who, remember, argued against Rahul Gandhi in court. Listen in to what Mr. Jethmalani had to say. And joining me now is Mahesh Jethmalani, Rajya Sabha MP with the BJP, but also senior advocate who had appeared in the case against Rahul Gandhi. Mahesh Jethmalani, the Supreme Court seems to have come down quite heavily in a way on the way the Gujarat trial court and the High Court acted in this manner in giving Rahul Gandhi a 2-year sentence. Do you agree with the basic court line that this punishment was given without application of mind, without giving good reasons for giving a 2-year sentence?
Yeah, I mean, Rajdeep, that's the only ground on which the conviction has been stayed. The conviction has been stayed because the sentence is an unreasoned has been delivered in an unreasoned order or an order where the reasons are not adequate enough to justify a maximum sentence.
But you see, the fact is that in itself gives the Congress, for example, the opportunity to say that the court's non-application of mine caused a lot of grievance or anguish to Rahul Gandhi. He lost out his membership. They will also say and insinuate that the Gujarat courts clearly overstretched and failed to deliver justice.
Rajdeep, they might say it, but they'll be ill-advised to make allegations against any judicial officer. But they can certainly say that the Supreme Court has, said that the High Court had passed a maximum sentence without giving adequate reasons. That's the most you can cull out of it. But you can criticize the judgment and you can use the Supreme Court in your criticism, the Supreme Court's order today. But you certainly don't have the right to attribute motives to any court, whether it's the Sessions Court or the High Court in Gujarat. And, ultimately, let's look at the other side. This is a case where, according to me, the conviction is unimpeachable. If it wasn't for the sentence granted, right, and for the reasons which the Supreme Court has given today for staying conviction, there would have been a conviction in effect.
So you're making an important distinction between the conviction for criminal defamation and the sentencing of 2 years. You believe that Rahul Gandhi stands guilty of the charge of criminal defamation. It's the sentencing which has been stayed because the sentencing was seen based on the non-application of mine. But many will believe that criminal defamation per se needs to be struck off the statute books. It has been struck off in many countries. Do you believe it's been misused in this instance to target Rahul Gandhi?
No, look, let me tell you something. Let me make my position very clear. As far as I'm concerned, mainly because we have such a backlog in the courts, right? Criminal defamation cases, it take ages to complete, right? By the time, the parties settle their matter and so on and so forth, by the time the final court's decision comes. So, it is in a sense luxury litigation. But when it comes to public servants, they must be careful. Now, what happened in this case is a case in point. I'm not on the sentence now, right? The sentence we all have to accept because the Supreme Court's ruling was excessive because it was given without adequate reasons, all right? As far as the conviction is concerned, this is the second time it's happened. First, there was a contempt of court admonition 4 days earlier to this incident. On the 10th of April 2019, he put words in the mouth of the Supreme Court and got an admonition and had to give an unconditional apology, which he didn't do in the first instance, right? So this is becoming habitual. Now, I'm talking about the personality concern and the status he occupies, right? So, as far as the stand with overwhelming evidence, an identifiable community of those people who bore the same name as the Prime Minister being defamed.
Is it that?
The conviction is, and look, the only reason why the sentence becomes important, right, is because it was the maximum, and because that maximum sentence resulted in the disqualification. But tomorrow you take that out. I still believe Rahul Gandhi will be convicted, right? And the sentence could be one of jail. It may be anything from a month to 2 years. I don't know.
You see, the reason I'm asking you this, the fact is for over 100 years, no one got 2 years criminal defamation, 2 years sentencing for criminal defamation. And then when it happens to Rahul Gandhi, naturally, people raise questions. Was it done to fix Rahul Gandhi? You see, that's been the question. You're making, as I said, an important distinction between conviction and sentencing. But there will be those who will say that by that token, half our members in parliament would be convicted at some stage or the other. The kind of statements, remarks they make about each other. Was Rahul Gandhi singled out? What, according to you, is the big lesson from this case and the judgment?
Look, Rahul Gandhi doesn't have to be singled out. The point is, you have to have the guts. If somebody calls you corrupt, and this happens very often, everybody calls everybody corrupt, right, in politics. If you take your reputation seriously as a politician, you sue. It's not, this is contrived. If you take your reputation seriously, you will go and sue, right? Now, in this case, Rahul Gandhi made an excessive statement, right? He said all Modis are chores. And then he said, there's a further statement which is equally important, which has not been highlighted in the media. He says, अगर आप ढूंढेंगे तो और भी मोदी चोर मिलेंगे. So this was malice of aforethought. He did it because of his hatred for the Prime Minister. He damned an entire community as thieves because of the Prime Minister. That's surely excessive and irrational.
Can I therefore ask you in conclusion, can I say conclusively this round goes to Rahul Gandhi legally and politically, particularly legally? Do you agree that his lawyers were saying from day one that the sentencing was completely, they believed, ill-founded? The Supreme Court seems to have backed their claim. Can Rahul Gandhi claim victory as he and his supporters are?
I mean, nothing succeeds like success, Rajdeep, and the Supreme Court has given them that, has accepted their arguments. We have to bow to the wisdom of the Supreme Court as well as the deftness of arguments from the council. Yes, I humbly accept defeat in this matter.
Okay, but you still believe that the conviction will go through and that Rahul Gandhi will therefore not be able to get away on the conviction part. That's your belief. Am I correct?
Rajdeep, as a lawyer, I believe this is the case for conviction, but I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know what will happen in the future.
Okay, let me leave it there. Mahesh Jethmalani, for joining us, thank you very much. As always, combative. Good to have you on the show. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Rajdeep.
Now, soon after that big relief from the top court, the big questions begin. What next politically? Celebrations have erupted at the Congress Party office headquarters in Delhi and also across India. While the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said his duty remains the same, protecting what he calls his idea of India, Party chief Mallikarjun Kharge hailed the decision, calling it a victory of people and democracy. We are now going to turn to the politics. Listen in to Rahul Gandhi.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है, मगर जो भी हो मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है. मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है. जिन लोगों ने हमारी मदद की और जनता ने जो प्यार और सपोर्ट दिया, उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ.
संविधान, लोकतंत्र और भारत के आम लोगों की ये जीत हो गई है. सिर्फ राहुल गांधी जी का जीत नहीं है, सारे भारत के जनता की जीत है और डेमोक्रेसी की जीत है और संविधान के उसूलों की जीत है. इसीलिए एक बहुत बड़ा फायदा देश के लोगों को हुआ है.
So is this really a moral and political victory now for Rahul Gandhi as his supporters claim? Will the Congress then go ahead and pitch 2024 as Rahul Gandhi versus Mr. Modi? Does a Modi-Rahul battle actually give the BJP the advantage? Some of those contentious questions in our face-off tonight. The two Gauravs are joining us. Gaurav Bhatia, the BJP senior spokesperson, Gaurav Gogoi, the Congress MP, and Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor, will give us a political perspective. Let's look at you, Gaurav Bhatia ji, also looking rather dapper. Let's understand that basic question. Does the BJP concede that today is a political and moral victory for Rahul Gandhi? His disqualification stayed by the Supreme Court, but his conviction, but more importantly, the court making serious observations over the non-application of mine while giving him 2 years sentencing for criminal defamation. Is that a victory, you agree, for the Congress, moral and political?
Rajdeep, I will come to the victory part later, but let me tell you very clearly, it's a victory for our democracy. The same democracy Rahul Gandhi on foreign soil had stated is dead in India. And I must say that Bharatiya Janata Party has been a party that has always respected the judiciary. And on your program, I want to state this fact. We humbly accept the verdict of the Supreme Court because we respect the Constitution and we revere the democracy that India has. Rahul Gandhi's conviction stayed today and statements are coming out. The judiciary is robust, is doing his job. The democracy is alive again. But let's go back when the trial court verdict came. Rajdeep, I have in my hand the statement made by Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. And what did he say? Do you know? He was casting aspersions on the judiciary. And I quote, we knew from the beginning because they kept changing judges. And that is why he said Rahul Gandhi was convicted. Jairam Ramesh, he said this verdict on Rahul Gandhi is an example of PM Modi government's dirty politics. What does it show? It clearly reflects that for the Congress party, they have no respect for the constitution and the judiciary of the country. Now coming to today's verdict, let us understand, it is not an acquittal of Rahul Gandhi, 1. 2, the Honorable Supreme Court in its order, which I have in my hand, all the viewers must know what has the Supreme Court said about Rahul Gandhi and his immaturity. I quote, no doubt that the alleged utterances by the appellant are not in good taste. A person in public life is expected to exercise a degree of restraint while making public speeches. Does it augur well for Congress and Rahul Gandhi? No, it doesn't. Second, Rahul Gandhi is a habitual offender. And today, a tough question should be asked to the Congress party. If you welcome this verdict by the Honorable Supreme Court, why is it Rahul Gandhi on foreign soil make a statement that institutions are non-existent in India? Judiciary is being run by Narendra Modi ji, another statement by Rahul Gandhi. Today, would Rahul Gandhi apologize? Because there is a verdict which is fair, which has been given by the Honorable Supreme Court. Second, in the Rafale case, please remind Gaurav Gogoi, my esteemed friend, Rahul Gandhi was again reprimanded, and I am reading just one line and then I will end my comment. The Honorable Supreme Court said, certainly Mr. Gandhi needs to be more careful in future, and an unconditional apology was tendered by Rahul Gandhi even in that case. Will they accept the Rafale verdict, the Judge Loya verdict by the Supreme Court, Narendra Modi ji being given a clean chit by the Honorable Supreme Court, Central Vista case? These are some examples where after the Supreme Court verdict was delivered, they did not accept the verdict.
Okay, you've made a rather long opening statement, but Gaurav Gogoi, you respond to that. The basic point I think the BJP and Gaurav Bhatia are making, that when the Supreme Court goes against the Congress, you say democracy khatre mein hai, democracy is in a crisis. Now when you get a verdict in your favor, you say democracy is alive and kicking. Can't have double standards is what the BJP says.
Rajdeep, I want to make 3 short points. First, the Supreme Court took a wonderful step in preventing a bad precedent from being established. What is that precedent? That if the BJP party does not like a particular opposition leader, then they would get its party workers to put a defamation case, and they would put the maximum penalty of 2 years, which has never happened before. Now, today it could be a political leader. Tomorrow it could be you, Rajdeep. Many people in the BJP IT cell do not like you. So today, if it could happen to Rahul Gandhi, if this precedent had been established, tomorrow it could have happened against a journalist. BJP would get its party workers to file defamation suits against NGOs, against civil society activists, against students, against farmers. So we applaud the Supreme Court from preventing this massive injustice to democracy. My second point is, this was bound to happen. I think the BJP shot itself in its foot when they pursued this case after Rahul Gandhi made his speech in Parliament earlier this year, exposing how Gautam Adani, an industrialist, has benefited from his proximity to Prime Minister Modi. This was bound to happen. And in the end, they have given Rahul Gandhi an elevated platform. And next week, God willing, if the Speaker allows, when Rahul Gandhi makes his intervention in the vote of no confidence, he would be speaking from a much bigger pulpit, and his
Are you telling me already? Are you giving me are you giving me some breaking news that Rahul Gandhi is going to speak in that vote of no confidence if he's reinstated? Are you saying he will speak?
If the Speaker is as quick in reinstating the membership of Lok Sabha member Rahul Gandhi as his secretariat was when they dismissed him, then I do expect to see Rahul Gandhi be in Parliament by Tuesday.
Okay.
And by Wednesday, on the 9th, he could be expected to speak on the vote of no confidence or even on the 10th.
Okay, that's one part.
I
You
must
had a
say my
third.
third point, Rahul.
Yeah, you had a third point.
Rajdeep,
Yes.
that Rahul, yeah, that Rahul Gandhi ji has been extremely dignified in these past 3 months. He vacated his bungalow with dignity. He stuck to his stand. He stuck to his principle. He did not apologize or retract his statement. And at the same time, he went on serving the people of India in the manner that he knows best by reaching out to them, be it in the Azadpur Mandi, be it in the shop of an automobile repairman, or sitting with a truck driver in India or outside.
But the BJP,
So I think
no, but you
overall
haven't
today has
answered
been
the
a big
question.
step
No, but the BJP
after
says
the
double
Karnataka
standards.
victory.
No, but the BJP says double standards, Mr. Gogoi. The BJP is saying that when the courts give you verdicts that don't go in your favor, you question their motives. When you get a verdict in your favor, you seem satisfied that democracy is kicking.
Well, Rajdeep, Gautam, my esteemed friend, Gaurav, my esteemed friend from the BJP, should not quote the Supreme Court judgment selectively. What did the Supreme Court say on the judgment passed by the trial court and the appellate court? It said roughly that in such a long document, in a voluminous document, both by the trial court and the appellate court, nowhere have they mentioned why was the maximum penalty of 2 years justified. If the penalty had been just 1 day shorter, Rahul Gandhi would have continued to be a member of parliament. It is the fact that it is not 1 day shorter, but the entire 2 years that disqualified him from parliament under the representation of
So the
People's
Congress
Act.
maintains...
This is the Supreme Court observation.
So you maintain that the courts were used to fix Rahul Gandhi? Is the Congress sticking to that allegation that lower courts were used to fix Rahul Gandhi?
I stand by the Supreme Court judgment, who themselves could not find the justification for the 2-year penalty. Rajdeep, as a journalist, there might have been numerous defamation cases slapped on you and your colleagues. You tell me which journalist you know has had to face the penalty of maximum 2 years in a defamation case. Surely you would know as a journalist.
Okay, let me take that to Gaurav Bhatia before I go to Rahul Srivastava, because Gaurav Bhatia, the clear implication of what is being said, read between the lines as you will. Gaurav Gogoi saying Rahul Gandhi was in a way targeted specifically by the BJP. The 2-year criminal defamation was an outcome of this targeting of Rahul Gandhi, that the BJP wanted Rahul Gandhi out after he spoke out against the alleged Modi-Adani nexus in Parliament in February.
So Rajdeep, the basic point that I raised was after, with utmost humility, accepting what the Honorable Supreme Court has delivered today. My question was very pointed. Do they accept the verdict in the Rafale case, clean chit to the Prime Minister by the Supreme Court in the Gujarat riots case? I asked about the Jad Loya case, and I gave example of the Central Vista case. I did not get a categorical response, and the viewers are seeing that for the Congress, when it suits them, they will hail the Honorable Supreme Court of India. And if the verdict is against them, then they will cast aspersions on the judiciary. They will scandalize the judiciary. And let me say this very clearly. Even today on your show, my friend Gaurav, he said that any BJP worker can lodge a complaint. But what he misses and what he doesn't state is the fact that trial court judge is not a BJP worker, Gaurav. The High Court judge is not a BJP worker. The conviction still stays. The conviction is there because Rahul Gandhi has not been acquitted. And the larger point, when they say democracy is dead, Rajdeep, you are aware, Rahul Gandhi on foreign soil had said, the democracy in India is dead. And I'm quoting what he said about the Honorable Supreme Court in UK, 5th of March 2023. And he said, the media, the institutional frameworks, the judiciary and parliament are all under attack. And another earlier statement which I alluded to, he said, देश की कोर्ट को नरेंद्र मोदी जी चला रहे हैं. So this clearly shows that they do not have faith in the constitution and the institutions of our country. On the other side, what is the reality? I must bring it out. Give me 30 seconds. They say Supreme Court is being run by Narendra Modi ji. The very same Supreme Court gives relief to Rahul Gandhi. They say President is nothing but an evil force. Rashtrapati bulaya jata hai. That very same president meets the delegation of the opposition parties to discuss the Manipur issue. They say EC, Election Commission of India and EVM are hacked and they are being controlled by the government. And let me tell you, they win Karnataka, they win Himachal Pradesh. It clearly reveals a sick mindset where you can't take on the force and the magic of Shri Narendra Modi ji, the power of our party, Bharatiya Janata Party, and then you make these remarks which are unacceptable to every citizen of the country.
You know, Rahul Srivastav is patiently listening to politicians. You are shaking your head, Gaurav. I'll allow you to respond. But first, Rahul Srivastav, you heard the politicians. How does this actually play out politically? Gaurav Gogoi is giving us an important news point suggesting that if Rahul Gandhi is reinstated, he will in all likelihood speak in the vote of no confidence. Do you see Rahul Gandhi being projected as the challenger to Mr. Modi? If not de jure, then de facto. That's the way it's all building up now again.
Rajdeep, if you see this issue of defamation and others, it was never the petitioner versus Rahul Gandhi in public perception or the political perception space. It was never court versus Rahul Gandhi. It was always BJP versus Rahul Gandhi. It was being billed as Modi versus Rahul Gandhi. And in that scenario, if you see, the Congress will be making it a victory for Rahul Gandhi vis-a-vis the BJP and Narendra Modi. Now, that's a very obvious thing. In politics, Rajdeep, opportunities come. And it is entirely up to a leader or a political party whether they make a snack of it or a 5-course meal out of it. Rahul Gandhi has an opportunity. Gaurav Gogoi is saying something rightly, which we knew since afternoon today, that if he comes in, definitely. See, remember, Rahul Gandhi has had a very nice, high viewpoint, high eyeball trip to Manipur. And he would like to add on it, speak on this in Parliament and add to it. Definitely the Congress party can use this opportunity. Rahul Gandhi, I think the opposition's narrative, I will openly say, for the last 6 odd months has been dictated by Rahul Gandhi. If opposition is looking better, it's because of Bharat Jodo Yatra, his attacks on the BJP, irrespective of what the BJP says. It may have some valid points, not so valid points. Rahul Gandhi's equity is up. Now, that equity, how the Congress builds it up further. Already you have Mr. Pawan Kheda saying that Rahul Gandhi will be the bazigar. One spokesperson has said today, ki sher ki dahad sunai degi. Now, in that, he may galvanize the cadres, cadres may feel better. But if that actually creates that sense of anticipation in the Congress, that is Rahul Gandhi going to be the face? Yes, definitely, he will lead the Congress, he'll be fighting elections. But will that mean that strong projection of him as the Prime Ministerial candidate? Because the situation is different from last time around. Because this time around, there is an India coalition which is trying to avoid a situation where there is a prime ministerial face. So can that create an upset within that coalition? I think that kind of caution, somewhere Rahul Gandhi and the Congress will have to exercise.
Gaurav Gogoi, is this today the start of once again Rahul Gandhi is the alternative and the challenger? Are you all going to go around saying that, or are you all very conscious that a court verdict and the victory you've had today is very distinct from taking on Prime Minister Modi and pitching 2024 as Rahul versus Modi?
Rajdeep, after the victory in the assembly elections of Karnataka, today's verdict in the Supreme Court is the biggest boost that the Congress party has received. Our workers throughout the length and breadth of the country are energized, and we've got more enthusiasm to take on the BJP in the upcoming state elections in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana and Mizoram. When it comes to the India alliance, the Congress is a central force in the India alliance. And a stronger Congress will benefit the India alliance. There are many seats in which the Congress takes on the BJP directly. So if India alliance has to win, Congress has to be stronger. And Rahul Gandhi is a key pillar in making the Congress stronger, as rightly alluded to by Rahul, that the Bharat Joro Jatra has been the galvanizing point.
But will he be the face and mascot
for the India alliance and its acronym?
Will he be the face and mascot?
Rajdeep, we have always stated that right now we are in deep negotiations over how to put forward a unified step, how to put forward a vision of a new India, of an India where the ideas of India which we grew up with, which the world celebrates and applauds India for. It is for those ideals that we are fighting. So we are in a much more different space than the alliance in 2019.
Okay, let me give a final word to Gaurav Bhatia. 30 seconds, Gaurav Bhatia. Are you saying bring it on? Are you saying if Rahul Gandhi is this inspiration, this driver of the India juggernaut or the opposition juggernaut as they are calling it, is the BJP saying bring it on, we are ready for him?
You know, Rahul is a dear friend. Rahul Shrivastava is the one I'm talking about. And he said Rahul's equity is up. No matter how much the equity is up, a penny stock will not become a blue chip stock. And if that was the case, then I challenge the Congress party not to enter into any alliance and independently contest against the BJP and declare Rahul Gandhi the prime ministerial face. Just 2 days back, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary had said, हमारी मजबूरी है क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी जी और अमित शाह जी को हराना हमारे लिए अकेले संभव नहीं है. और एक लाइन बोली जाती है राजदीप, ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, नेहरू जी कह गए इंदिरा से ऐसा पोता आएगा, कैंपेनिंग करेगा कांग्रेस की, भाजपा को जितवाएगा. So Rahul Gandhi is welcome to be in the election fray.
Okay, let's leave it.
Rajdeep,
yes, 30
Rajdeep,
seconds, very quickly. Yes, very quickly.
10 seconds, Rajdeep. See, I think for the Congress also and Rahul Gandhi, this is a lesson.
If you have 2
A
seconds,
legal battle has been won. Legal battle has been won, not a political one. Maybe courts feel that you didn't say the wrong thing, but what is the public perception among the Modi community of people who go around with that famous surname? I think Rahul Gandhi and the Congress need to weigh that do you need to make such remarks which get you into legal trouble and perhaps written off as political force?
Okay. Yes, go, Mr. Gogoi.
Rajdeep, one quick point.
Yes.
One quick point. The fact that Prime Minister Modi remembered his old NDA allies and called this greater NDA meeting in which he invited parties that he's never met before shows to you how afraid they are of the India alliance. In their speeches, whether inside Parliament or outside Parliament, the Prime Minister and Home Minister are stooping down to this level that they are comparing the name of India with a terrorist organization. It shows that the India alliance and the way we are coming forward is sending shivers down the spine of BJP.
Okay, let me leave it there.
The Delhi High Court has issued notice in that matter.
Okay, I appreciate all my guests joining me. As I said, something about lawyers and Friday nights. Abhishek Manu Singhvi dressed very smartly, and so spiffily dressed is Gaurav Bhatia. Let's leave it there. We'll see how this plays out in the months ahead. Now, what is playing out also at the moment is sadly the fallout of the communal violence that took place earlier this week in Nuh in Haryana. Today, the Haryana Urban Development Authority launched a bulldozer action in Tauru town. In the nearly 4-hour-long crackdown, more than 200 illegal shanty housing immigrants were raised in the area by teams of the Rapid Action Force. At some distance from the Nalad temple in Nuh, the bulldozers were driven in the areas adjacent to the hills from where the rioters had fired at the VHP Shobha Yatra. 6 people, including 2 home guards and a cleric, remember, died in those clashes. Now, I was in Nuh this morning. I spent my morning there talking to various people. Among those I spoke to was the Mufti of the main mosque in Nuh, Mufti Zaid Hussain. Listen in to what the Mufti told me today. ये जो हुआ 31 तारीख को जिस तरह की हिंसा हुई, इसके लिए आप जिम्मेदार किसको ठहराते हैं?
मैं सबसे ज़्यादा इसको जिम्मेदार मानता हूँ उन ऑडियोज़ को जो सोशल मीडिया के जरिए से भड़काऊ भाषण दिए गए, भड़काऊ चीज़ें डाली गई, वो इसका सबब कारण बने।
बट दोनों तरफ से हुई। मैंने देखे हैं वीडियो जो बजरंग दल के लोगों ने फैलाई और कुछ मुस्लिम लोगों ने भी फैलाई।
सोशल मीडिया का एक्शन रिएक्शन जो हुआ है वो सब कुछ कारण ये बना है। किसी यात्रा पर, किसी धार्मिक चीज पर, मेवात की सरजमी पर कभी भी हमला नहीं होता, बल्कि उसी दिन भी कलश यात्रा यहाँ बाजार में निकली, कुछ नहीं हुआ। लेकिन ये हुआ उसी सोशल मीडिया, मोनू मानसर हो, जब बिट्टू बजरंगी हो या कोई और हो, उनके जवाब में दूसरे लोगों ने भड़काव किया।
मोहम्मद शायद कई अलग नाम भी आ रहे हैं उसमें केवल बिट्टू बजरंगी और मोनू मानेसर नहीं कहा जा रहा है, कुछ मुस्लिम लोग भी थे, पाकिस्तानी मेवाती वगैरह।
हाँ, वो कुछ कहा होगा, मैंने नहीं सुना है, लेकिन मैंने जो सुना मैं उसको कह रहा हूँ। मैं इसका कारण मानता हूँ वो वीडियो पर प्रशासन पहले से रोक लगाता तो ये हादसा नहीं होता, खाली यात्रा पर हमला नहीं। और दूसरे लफ्ज़ों में मैं यूँ कहूँगा, यात्राएं धार्मिक होना अच्छी बात है, हर धर्म को अपना अधिकार है, हिंदुस्तान है, लेकिन यात्राओं में हथियार लहराना किसी धर्म की कोई चीज़ नहीं है। हथियार का लहराना, तलवार दिखाना, गोलियाँ के लहराना या यूँ भाषण देना कि तुम्हारे बहनों और रिश्तेदार आ रहे हैं, तुम जो है हमारा स्वागत करो, ये नहीं है। तुम अपनी धार्मिक यात्रा
नहीं, जो भी हो, वीडियो जो थे गलत थे, हथियार यात्रा में जाना गलत है, लेकिन जो गोलीबारी हुई, जिस तरह से यहाँ के कहा जा रहा है लोकल मुस्लिम ने अपने आप को इकट्ठा करके उनको टारगेट किया, ये भी गलत है, आप मानते हैं?
बिल्कुल मानता हूँ।
जिसने भी हिंसा की
है वो गलत किया है।
जो गाड़ियां जलाई गई, जो
100% कहता हूँ, 100% कहता हूँ, जो कुछ हुआ है वो गलत हुआ है। लेकिन दुनिया का दस्तूर है, मैं कल भी DCSP से कह के आया हूँ, एक्शन रिएक्शन दो चीजें हैं, रद्द अमल। आप गुड़गांव में इमाम को जलाया, मस्जिद में आग लगाई, बादशाहपुर में मस्जिद जलाई, सोने में 2 मस्जिद जलाई, पलवल में 3 मस्जिद जलाई, होटल में 2 मस्जिद जलाई, वो क्या है? वो इसका रिएक्शन था, वो गलत हो रहा है। ऐसे यहाँ जो गाड़ियां जलाई वो गलत हो रहा है।
गाड़ियां भी जलाएगी, लोग मारे गए, होमगार्ड मारे गए, बजरंग दल के वर्कर मारे गए, वो सब गलत है। आप मानते हैं?
मैं मानता हूँ 100% गलत है।
तो अब क्या होगा, क्योंकि अब नू की एक छवि बन गई है कि यहाँ एक सांप्रदायिक छवि बन गई है।
यहाँ सांप्रदायिकता तनाव पैदा जो किया है वो बाहरी लोगों ने किया है, उसमें ज्यादा दखल बाहरी लोगों का है। जब एक उधर हिंसा बढ़ती है तो बहुत से लोग तमाशबीन भी शामिल हो जाते हैं, लेकिन उसके सबब और कारण बाहर के लोग हैं।
ये गोलीबारी जो की, ये बाहर के लोगों ने की। आप कह रहे हैं नू के लोग नहीं थे?
मैं कह रहा हूँ नू का लोकल लोग नहीं थे इसमें,
क्योंकि ये भी एक छवि बन गई है नू में कि कई ऐसे तत्व आ गए हैं जो क्रिमिनल एलिमेंट्स हैं, जो जिनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। क्या उनको भी
मैं कह रहा हूँ जो क्रिमिनल हैं, पुलिस जांच का विषय है, जो गलत छवि के लोग हैं, शरारती तत्व हैं, चाहे वो हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई किसी भी समाज के हों, सबके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
यहाँ गौरक्षक भी हैं बजरंग दल से, उन्होंने कहा कि यहाँ तस्करी हो रही है। यहाँ तस्करी हो रही है। फरवरी के महीने में 2 लोगों की मौत होती है, नासिर और जुनैद, उनको मारा जाता है। वो बजरंग दल के लोग कहते हैं वो तस्कर हैं, यहाँ मुस्लिम समाज कहता है ये गौरक्षक हमें टारगेट कर रहे हैं।
वो पुलिस की जांच के आदेश हैं। वो जुनैद और नासिर को जो ले जाकर गोपालगढ़ थाना, पहाड़ी थाना, राजस्थान जिला भरतपुर में, वहाँ से उठाकर मेवात क्षेत्र के से जींद भिवानी में जाकर जलाया जाता है। तो अगर वो गौ तस्करी कर रहे थे, यहाँ से उठाना, कोई तस्करी का उनके पास सबूत मिलना चाहिए था कि भाई ये गाय पकड़ते हुए ले गए। उनके पास कोई, मैं चोर हूँ तो चोरी में पकड़ा जाऊंगा तो मुझे सजा मिलनी चाहिए, लेकिन चोर नहीं हूँ, चोरी का इल्जाम लगाकर मार दिया जाए, ये गलत है।
उसके बाद तनाव बढ़ा,
बिल्कुल बढ़ा है। जुनैद नासिर हत्याकांड के बाद ज्यादा इलाके में तनाव बना है। गौ रक्षकों के खिलाफ जो भी बात हुई है, गौ तस्करी खिलाफ है तो गौ रक्षक कानून हाथ में लेना ये भी खिलाफ है।
तो आप कह रहे हैं गौ तस्करी भी गलत है?
गलत है।
और
गौ रक्षक के नाम पर कानून हाथ में लेना वो भी गलत है, मैं कह रहा हूँ।
तो अब आखिर में क्या आप समझते हैं कि अब जो माहौल है वो इस तरह से है कि भाईचारा एक बार फिर लौटेगा या नहीं लौट पाएगा? यहाँ आप अपील करेंगे लोगों को? आज जुम्मे का दिन है।
मैंने कल भी अपील की है और अपील हमारी पहुंच चुकी है हर घर तक। प्रशासन के सब मिलकर भी अपील की है, DCSP के साथ में मीटिंग कर आज अपने तौर पर करूँ। और आज का मेरा जुम्मे का जो खिताब होगा वो भी इसी पर होगा, अमन और भाईचारे का। और मुझे 99% क्या 100% ये उम्मीद है कि हमारे लोकल कम्युनिटी का भाईचारा बाकी है। ये जो तनावपूर्ण स्थितियाँ हैं वो लोकल कम्युनिटी में नहीं है, ये बाहरी लोगों की पैदा किया।
मुफ्ती भाई, ये कहा जा रहा है कि कहीं, ये मैंने पढ़ा है, रोहिंग्या बांग्लादेश से लोग यहाँ कर बस गए हैं और वो ये क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटीज कर रहे हैं, ये सही है गलत है?
कोई बांग्लादेशी यहाँ नहीं है। आसामी लोग कुछ जगह हैं, तो वो तो गुड़गांव वहाँ दिल्ली में भी हैं जो देश की राजधानी है। रोहिंग्या जिनको कह रहे हैं, अगर वो पनाह गुज़ीर हैं तो दिल्ली में और गुड़गांव में भी हैं यहाँ इलाके, लेकिन उनकी कोई एक्टिविटी हमने गलत नहीं देखी अपनी नज़रों में आज तक।
And you can watch that full ground zero report where we talk to all sides of that story in Nu. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll bring you a little more, including what Rahul Gandhi has been doing when he's not taking on the BJP. Back in a moment.
Meet the men Monu Manesar and Bittu Bajrangi who inflamed Mewar, who triggered the fiery chain reaction.
आपके वीडियोस ने जो है वो उकसाने का काम करा है इस यात्रा में।
कोई उकसाने का कार्य नहीं किया, ना मैं उस यात्रा में गया।
The key faces of the new nightmare, live streamed provocations and poison.
आधे घंटे की प्लानिंग नहीं है, ये कह रहे हैं कि बिट्टू ने बोल दिया, मैंने बोल दिया, वो इसको लोग तैयार बैठे थे वो बंदूक लेके।
Cops hunt them, but we find them. Listen as they paint the full scary picture. Only on India Today Television.
Welcome back. Now, Rahul Gandhi was our headline maker today, but guess what? Rahul Gandhi has been doing something quite different to fighting the BJP in the last few days. Just a day before the Supreme Court stayed Rahul Gandhi's conviction in the 2019 criminal defamation case, Mr. Gandhi took a short trip to Goa. For what? To adopt 2 puppies from a dog shelter. Rahul's new friends seem to be lucky for him. Take a look at our other only in India good news story.
Rahul Gandhi's new friends seem to be proving lucky for him. Just a day before the Supreme Court stayed his conviction, the Congress leader was in Goa to adopt 2 puppies. He bought 2 3-month-old Jack Russell Terrier puppies from the Braganza family in Mapusa.
बता नहीं सकता हूँ कितना खुश हूँ मैं कि कुत्ता लेने के लिए आए, वो अलग बात है, वो मेरे घर पे आए। कभी सपने में नहीं सोचा था कि राहुल जी हमारे घर में आए और इतना अच्छा आदमी है, इतना डाउन टू अर्थ है।
हमें बहुत खुशी हुई जब वो हमारे पास आए, हमारे घर में आए, हमारे घर में आके कुत्तों के साथ खेले और हमसे भी बहुत अच्छी तरह दोस्त की तरह बात की, तो हमें बहुत खुशी हुई।
Rahul Gandhi spent most of his time in the dog shelter playing with the puppies.
उन्होंने अपने लिए जैक रसल टेरियर नाम का एक ब्रीड का पपी लेके गए और आज हमें सुनने में आया कि उनके जो एमपी के ऊपर रोक लगाई गई थी वो हटा दी गई है, तो शायद ये बहुत खुशी की चीज़ है हमारे लिए भी और उनके लिए।
Jack Russell Terrier is said to be a happy and energetic breed and is known for its loyalty. Each puppy costs 30,000 to 50,000 rupees. Bureau Report, India Today.
What do they say about dogs being man's best friend? Let me leave you tonight, this Friday night, with some music. It's the 94th birth anniversary of the one and only magician Kishore Kumar. Today, cricketer Sachin Tendulkar took to Twitter to share his favorite song of the iconic singer. He also urged his followers to share theirs too. First, we play the Kishore song picked by Sachin. Listen in.
सके तो इसमें जिंदगी बिता दो पल जो ये जाने वाला है.
And now I share my Kishore Kumar song for the day, and with one piece of advice, that when you're down and out in life and feeling troubled, listen to Kishore. It'll lift the spirits. Zindagi ke safar.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 37 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 26 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 28 and minimum 22 degrees. Chennai, maximum 35 and minimum 28 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 30 and minimum 22 degrees.
So sorry.
Co-powered by the new Kia Seltos, the badass reborn. Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com, हर family होगी insured. Extra safe, Polycab Green Wire.
This man, Mohammad Jabir, stands accused of calling for an attack on the police.
उस वीडियो में आप ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हैं कि कोई भी पुलिस वाला आए तो गांव में उसको मारना पीटना?
मैं जी इसलिए कह रहा हूँ उस वीडियो में कि फरीदाबाद के अंदर फरीदाबाद साइबर थाना जो यहाँ से साइकिल को उठा के ले जाता है, जो पुलिस की तैयारी करता है साइकिल।
He is not the only one. Now hear this man, Ataullah Khan.
अगर तूने मेवात में कदम रखा तो अच्छा
नहीं अगर आप अब ऐसे कर कदम रख के बता देना मेवात।
हाँ कदम रख
देना। हाँ ठीक है ना, अब रख देना। राहुल को करा दिया अधिकारी को, हाँ कदम रख देना।
तो वीडियो क्यों इशू कर रहे हो?
वीडियो करेंगे हम, वो भी कर रहे हैं वीडियो, वो उसके साले थोड़ी।
These men are amongst those accused of fanning the new fire. And India Today's special investigation, Villains of Haryana, is our top focus on India First.
Mohammad Jabir stands accused of inciting the mob to target the police, and he's not the only one. On India First, we get you details of the investigation so far. More than 100 FIRs have been registered. More than 200 people have now been taken into custody, including more than 80 preventive arrests and detentions. But is this a case of locking the stables after the horses have bolted? There is a special probe team headed by a special secretary of the Haryana government to look into the role of social media posts in fanning the communal fire at Noo. Bulldozer action has also started in Haryana. So is the Yogi model of Uttar Pradesh now being implemented in Haryana? I'm Gaurav Sawant. Action-packed 30 minutes. As always, let's get started with the headlines on India First. Supreme Court paves the way for Rahul Gandhi's return to Parliament. The Apex Court puts Rahul's conviction in a defamation case in 2019 on hold. Rahul Gandhi hails the order, says truth always triumphs. The Congress party asks Lok Sabha Speaker to reinstate Rahul Gandhi as Member of Parliament immediately. The Speaker's office says they are awaiting the Supreme Court order. Sources say Rahul Gandhi may be a part of the no confidence motion debate next week. Supreme Court allows non-invasive survey of the Gyanvapi complex. The Archaeological Survey of India will submit its report to the trial court, and the findings will not be in a sealed cover. Bulldozers roll on homes of alleged rioters in Noo, Haryana. 3 more social media accounts under scanner for fanning the communal fire. Hate monger Bittu Bajrangi, who was exposed by India Today, booked. Tribal youth in Madhya Pradesh